Right, hello everyone. It's Friday night, which can only mean that we're here with PRF1 at Imola for round 9 of the season. Let's get into Boshan's first out. As you can see, 18 on the grid at the moment. Not sure if we've got anybody joining in quali. I thought it was going to be a full grid, but sometimes people can be a bit late, so we'll see if anybody joins. But regardless, it is full qualifying, so we'll lose 3 drivers at the first hurdle of qualifying 1. Quite a few new drivers on track tonight, so I was watching the dark as you guys about those, so we'll see how they get on. I'll say for those guys, spotlight on them, but just to see that they're clean racers. Nobody cares if they're fast or not, doesn't matter, as long as they're clean. Quite a difficult track to come and make your debut, really. Imola. It's quite a twisty, low traction track, so hey Kamarov and Massey, Taz. Yeah, totally Kamarov. You enjoy it, mate, but I don't think it'll put you out of it. I suppose it's going to depend a lot on how Master Spread does. Didn't fare too well in Austria last week, did he? But see how he gets. Oh, Alpine doesn't get out his way, and that's who? That was one of our new guys, Doldy Kakat. He'll learn. It's obviously annoying for Boshan at the moment, but it's a new driver to learn, so right, I'll stick with Boshan because he doesn't look like he's going slow, but it's not going to be a top time as he was really. Oh, that's invalidated the lap in a way, so right, have we got to just see if we could find the next person on a hot lap. Well, Spaff, oh, he's off track. I was about to say he's on a hot lap. Never mind. Let's try another one. That's Clem. He's not. Who's this? This is Demon. Right, we've got someone. Yeah, it'd be very difficult, Kamarov, but if anybody could do it, man, you can. Quick, consistent driver that you are. So Dragoon gets our first time on the board then, 1:17.2. Demon heading for the line now, and it's a 1:18.9. We know Demon will have a lot more in than that before the end of the qualifying. Who's this? Dark Lord? Yeah, on a... well, should be on a lap, but he's very slow, so clearly something had happened earlier in the lap. Frozen. Has he changed his name? He has, hasn't he? He used to be PRF1 Frozen, didn't he? He's changed it to Frozen R528 or something. I've just realised. Oh, I'm making Kamarov blush. Oh. Just lucky I'm not on track, mate, and I'm behind the microphone. 1:17.6 for Frozen. Who's this? This is Taz. So this is Taz, who's playing on PlayStation. Is he our only cross-play tonight? He is, isn't he? Everybody else is on Xbox. So Taz, our only cross-play guy. I'm sure we had 2 last week. Didn't we have someone called Lewis or something last week? 1:36, so clearly, again, not a clear lap. Who was that? This is Dre. Runs wide on the final corner. Still goes 17.8. Must have come off the power to stop the invalidation. Just to say that the corner cutting rules are most definitely on strict, so wouldn't normally get away with that unless you really come off the power. Massey then was missing last week, wasn't he? He didn't do Austria. And what a chance he'd have had to close that gap. He's invalidated over the chicane. He'd have had a real chance to close up on Master Spread, who had a bit of a mare last week. But we won't talk about that. I don't think we've got anybody else on the lap at the moment. Right, who's on an out lap? Right, Spaffy. So, Master Revan's gone quickest by some way as well. 8 temps. 16.4, which is pretty handy in Q1. Oh, we've lost the driver. Ollie Champ has retired. Seems to have occurred in sector 2. A couple of drivers just went past, but I didn't get there, so... Anyway, Spaffy. Right, I'm going to go on board with Spaffy. We'll do a quick hilly hot lap. So, heads up to DRS zone, opens it up, crosses the line. Just start off by staying as close as you can to the wall. Just make sure you don't hit it. Then you should be over to the left there, really. It's only going to gain you 100 or 2, but it all adds to that, doesn't it? Break down for the first chicane. Be careful on the exit. Traction can be difficult to come by. And through the left-hander as well. Be a bit deceiving. Into the second chicane. Stay close to the left on the first part so that you can open up the power on the exit leading up to the hairpin. You'll see Sun taking in third. I think you might see Sun taking in fourth as well. It's doesn't really matter either way as long as you get a good exit that leads up to here. It's very fast left-hander. Again, you'll see some in fifth, some in sixth. Down to the first part of this double right-hander, which is certainly the hardest corner on the track. He has them validated there, Spaffy. Just ran a bit wide in the first part. Leads up to the chicane. Down to third. Again, you might see some taking in fourth or second. And but again, every corner on this circuit is all about the exit. The actual corner isn't so important. It's all about getting a good exit on every single corner. Be a bit careful on the left-hander to finish the lap. Can be, again, if you catch a curb while putting too much throttle in, it can catch you out. Would have been a 19.1 from Spaffy, which would have put him in P10. But, let's say, invalidation. Let's go to Spreader then, our championship leader. Revan is on a really hot streak at the moment. I've just noticed Massey on his second attempt there did a 16.5. He's taken a bit out of tyres, so you've got to assume that would have been pretty much level with Revan if he'd have got it in first go. Let's see what Spreader's got in him. Spreader's more consistent with his qualifying, very quick on race pace. Looks pretty neat so far. Dragoon retires. I think that's a return it in the pits. It is indeed. He feels he's done enough to get through. Spreader heads into the double left-hander to finish off the lap. And Ollie Champ leaves the session, having retired out. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway, Spreader into P3 on a 16.8. So 4 drivers now in the 16s. Belange, who had an outstanding debut last week. Showed real pace. Is the other one in P4 at the moment. So let's go to Taz. Does he? Didn't see a set to. Right, Champ's rejoined again. And Massey retires again in the pits. You will see people doing that. The top guys will. They don't want to waste any tyres doing extra laps. So as Taz then spins it round on the exit. Difficult right-hander. Revan also retires. Very lucky not to lose a front wheel there. Stays in, qualifying for now. And don't bother with a chicane. Who else is going? Goomba's up. Almost 9 temps. So his first run was a bit of a slow one on the 21.2, so would expect to be seeing an improvement as we go in each sector. Seemed to get through the right-hander okay then. Took a lot of curb on the exit on the left-hand side, but He did lose a bit actually, so just over 8/10 up now. Must have lost his time somewhere though, so maybe it's the final sector. Absolutely fine through the final couple of corners, heads for the line, and it's a 1:19.2, so 2-second improvement. So yes, he did lose a lot of time in sector 3 on his first run. That puts him P15 for the moment. Now we know we're losing Ollie. Spaffy's in the pits. We saw him invalidate his lap, although he looked like he was going... Well, it was a 19.1, wasn't it? Which at the moment would have him in P15, just ahead of Goomba. So, Goomba not going to be able to sit too comfortably in a moment. So, on with Kaka now. Don't know if he prefers Kaka or Dawdy. Hey Rubik's. We can sort that out for you, man. Not I'm always pointing out your mistakes. Well, don't make mistakes. That's kind of my job. Gordy Kaka heads to the line, but again, not a good lap. I say that, Kamarov, is there any chance you might be able to sort a link out for Rubik's? No. If you're there. Possible. Hey, Dragoon. Let's go to Spaffy then. Yeah, he's not driving very quick, is he there? So, clearly something's happened on his lap as well. So, a few guys, a couple of our new guys struggling to get times on the board. Did actually do 19.1 there, Spaffy, and he was clearly driving slowly in the sector 3, so clearly he's got some pace. Oh my word, a lot of oversteer coming out the first chicane, and that's or the left-hander after the first chicane. It will have cost him time, but he really needs to get one on the board now, really. Oh, I just noticed that Goomba's improved again onto an 18.5, so he's actually gone ahead of Demon. Another one missing tonight, which is a bit of a shame, is Big D. He's been in great form recently. It's particularly qualifying for him, but... nice to see how he got on around here. I have graphics showing purple for sector 2 for Spaffy, but because he's not got a time on the board, you can't really take too much notice of that. See, comes round then, final corner, opens it up. 1:17.5 puts him up into P8. So once he got a clean lap in, he's looking like he's going to be through comfortably. So is Kaka. Kaka got a clean lap in there as well, and that's a 17.7, so that's much better. He might be in a bit of trouble from the stewards for getting Boshan's way in the early part of the session. I know it's Boshan now. We'll see. You put one in the chat, mate. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Also, is it another Jack? As if one wasn't enough. Goodness me. Demon's invalidated, so he could be in trouble. I don't know if I've ever seen Demon go out in Q1 before. He's usually sort of right up there, isn't he? He's always Q3, really. Still plenty of time, don't get me wrong, he's 2.5 minutes, so you can have another go here, and if he still don't get it right, you can still get another run in, but we'll stick with him, because obviously Q1 is all about getting through, so it's all about Demon and Goomba at the moment, or we're trying to get through. Got this track myself coming up next Wednesday in my Realistic League. It's not one I look forward to, I have to admit. I love it. I love the track. I love doing it in time trial and that, but it's difficult. I'm a pad player, and so I don't like to drive with a higher front wing than a lower, you know, a higher front wing than your rear. Oh, and Demon round. And again, he's somehow gotten away with not retiring. Not that it's going to help him, because he's not going to have time to return to the pits and get that repaired and get back out again. So we are going to lose Demon in Q1, unless he can produce a miracle with no front wing. So what about Gumba then? Demon is out, baby. I honestly don't think I've ever seen him go out in Q1 before. As Gumba... Oh no, that was his previous lap. He's just starting a lap. I thought he'd improved then, because it said minus 0.6 over the line. Then very nice through the first chicane. Sit tidy. Who is that ahead? Need them to get out of the way. Let's just go on board with... Ooh. Would have. I'm just going to double check something, guys. Is that who I think it is? Yeah, it's Kaka again. I'm not going to condemn a driver on his first race, but yeah, he needs to be a bit careful, doesn't he, Kamarov, with getting out of the way on quali laps. And when to do it and stuff like that. It's just been a bit careful, isn't it? I mean, you've always got to get out of the way, but it's where you do it. You'd have been much better off on the inside there. So, one more retiring, obviously noticed safe. Gumba then over the line. He improves by 3 tenths. It's not enough to get through. Wow, the actual line to get through there was a 17.7 from P15. It has improved up. So well done to those guys, but that does mean we're definitely losing Gumba, Demon and Ollie from Q1. Not used to seeing Bosch and in P13 either. I mentioned Frozen. What did you do at Saudi? Yeah, that's right, Kat. Yeah, absolutely. So these laps just practice now more than anything. Boshan improves a bit, but then it goes to P12. So really not used to seeing him in that sort of position. Something tells me we'll see a much quicker lap in Q2, and then he'll end up in Q3. But Dre qualifying well again. Look, 16.7 in P3. I don't know what to make of our Dre. He a couple of weeks ago he qualified in something like P3 or P4 for Canada. Then last week he was last. Now this week he's in P3 and Q1. Oh, you got... Oh, did you really? Got P3 with no... Ah, but that was before the updates and that though, wasn't it? Not that I'm, like, putting your achievement down, but it would have been before the updates. Yeah, well done, Taz. Keep going though, man. Fight for that Q3 spot. See at the moment, P1 to P10 is second covering them, but P1 to P5 are covered by 4 attempts in that session, so it's looking like there's going to be a close battle going on for pole. Got no Grezza again tonight either. Oh. Expect he's out again. Quick look at the instance. Quite a few, all invalidating and all that sort of thing. There's a DNF there. So nothing too important, but no, he's hardly ever gonna have to sort that out. He's gonna have stuff going on nights out. He'll have to learn to go out on a Saturday night instead. Or just man up and go out on a Thursday night and go to work the next day. No issues there. He's young enough. Yeah, it's not as important though, Kamarov, is it? So, more important he's here for PRF1. Man's 32. I wish I was 32. I'm 38. I've still got a bit of pep in me, lad. I'm sure he has as well. Right, as Massey always does, out first in Q2. Well, that's all. Well, yeah, technically, I suppose he is double your age. It won't take you long to get there, mate. The next 16 years will go a lot faster than the first 16, I can promise you that. So then, Massey will set our first lap. The two, both hearts out first. They're looking for the television revenue, that's what it is. I have absolutely no idea who's going to get through and who's not here, in all fairness. Every single driver put in decent laps on the first runs. I think they're all in with a chance of Q3. Yeah, I do. What's going on here? Is this a tow thing? Are they doing a tow? That's Taz just looking to get close. Where's Taz disappeared to then? He's gone into the pits. What was that all about? Taz just trying to confuse everyone. No one knows what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. Let alone us. Anyway, Massey makes it through the first chicane perfectly nicely. You'll see keeps it nice and left on that first part of the chicane. Just enables you to, you've got to get on the power you see out of the second part, leading up to the hairpin. There's a lot of time in that. You're 13. Oh, goodness me. Oh, in that case, Kamarov, what's your language? Always watch the language on my streams, actually, because I've got an 8 and a 10-year-old that watch my streams. Can I just change that slightly? I don't have an 8 and 10-year-old. I've got a mate that's got an 8 and 10-year-old, and they watch my stream. So, always be a good boy on my streams, please. Dragoon. Anyway, lots of people crossing the line. Massey 16.4, Boshan 16.5, Clem 16.7, Master Revan as well. Darkmar at 16.8. He's putting his name into the hat, isn't he? Dragoon then 17.6, 17.9 for Dark Lord. Kaka 21. Well, Kaka and Boulogne not getting proper runs in. Who was that? A spreader just jumps up into the 16s. Oh, Dark Lord after Dark Mark after putting that time in has crashed. Where has he crashed to? Is it the second chicane? Can I get to the McLaren that's coming up? He's over there on the right hand. Well, no, actually, it's in the middle of the track. It looked like it was on the right hand side. Oh my word! What a place. he manage that? Has he spun and then another car's hit him, maybe? It's the only way I can think how he's managed to end up in the middle of the track like that. Not sure. Don't know how he's managed to end up there. That's the only thing. I can't see how he could have possibly gone off track, hit a wall, and then rebounded back to there. So that's a shame for Mark. 16.8. He'd currently be sat in P5, just ahead of Spreader. It shows that he'd been in for a good qualifying. And a validation from Spaffy. Let's go to Taz. Tasmania. Tasmania. Only people in my age, just, I don't know, do 16 and 13-year-olds even know who Tasmania Devil is? Taz. Okay, Cammy, so you're going with Revan, Massey, Spreader. I'm going to go Massey, Revan. I know I should say Spreader, but no, I'm going to go Massey, Revan, Boshan. He comes in, Taz, around the final corner. And it's a 17.2. Well, that's very much improved from Q1, so that puts him into P7. And he should. Well, he throws his name into the hat as well. Oh, do you know what? I forgot about Boulange. I'm going to change it. Massey, Revan, Boulange. That's who I'm going with. Top 3 for quali. That's Boulange sets an 18-3. It's alright. It's just he's just setting a target. What about Dre? Did we forget about Dre? I never thought I'd ever get an Eminem lyric in on my stream. Awesome. Yeah, no, well, it might not. Believe it or not. 72 might not be good enough. It might be tight. Well, you know, no offense to Mark, but obviously it helps that he's retired. Clem and Massey decide they've done enough. Yeah, I think we can safely say they have, to be fair. So Ferrari then, that must be Boulange. Gets out of the way of Dre. He's invalidated. Why am I watching him when he's invalidated? Lap. We saw Boulange get out of his way, so can't be doing a lap. What about Kaka? Oh, DRS is disabled. I can't even see any rain. Why has it been disabled? Oh, actually, I just about saw the rain there. It is raining at Imola. And with DRS disabled, I think that is it. So Taz is going to get through to Q3. Yeah, agree. Well, I was going to say I agree with your camera off, but it looks like Boulange is going out. See from Kakad, it is getting a bit slippy. Well, once DRS is disabled anyway, there really is no chance. Especially around there, you're going to be losing, what, half a second just down the main straight. And then you're trying to claw that back around the rest of the lap when you ain't got anywhere near as much grip as Spaffy spins it round. Technically, right this second, P13 downwards is up for grabs, I think. So, Kaka, Spaffy, and Dre, most likely whoever can get the first clean lap in will take P13, but I don't think anybody's going to improve above that. Where are you, Ollie? So, but was that in time trial or an actual practice session? Yeah, Taz, don't get tempted to go out on intermediates in case you hit a wall. You'd still be well. You'd be through. You wouldn't get to take part, but anyway, Dre's into the pits. Kaka's into the pits. Spaffy is obviously having a nightmare lap. Clearly, way too wet now. You can really see it on the track now. So, way too wet for the softs. Let's see if get lucky him round again. Kaka, Spaffy, and Dre. We'll see if they come back out on inters. P13 is better than P15. Yeah, see you later, camera off. Thanks for joining, buddy. That's why go out on inters. Evening. RF1 streams. Is that Aaron? Or is it Dark Mark? Or I don't know. Oh, one of you in it. Actual practice before. Oh, right, okay. Well, Ollie, is it gonna? Are we expecting a wet race, or dry, or a bit of both? Let's go to Boulogne. I mean, he's out there on intermediates, but I don't possibly see how he could possibly improve here. It's just going to be. I can understand the point. He's probably very disappointed to be going out in Q2. And try anything desperately to get through, but it's not going to improve on the inters. But he's unless, let's see if is Ollie said anything. Oh, it's a wet race. Okay, so that might be why Belange's come out. Actually, he might be fancy doing a bit of running on the inters. More as a practice. Whoop. It's one way to gain a bit of time back. Just go straight across the chicane. Revan's risking it for a biscuit. Taz retires. He's not going to do it. He's into Q3. He's happy. He wants to see what he can do there. Revan's going to get a bit of practice in. Well, the weather does change things. It was forecasted dry for a race before we started. Ah, no. Is it doing the glitch by any chance where it says it's going to be dry on the... No, it says it's going to be wet on the one picture that you get, and then throughout the race it's got a sun. Because if it does that, it's going to be wet, very wet, probably. Yeah, don't leave the session. It is. I put two names out there. You just said it is. I think it's Aaron, isn't it? Because you've used that image before. Emoji, whatever you want to call it. Bloody emojis. Right. Well, watching Revan go around on inters is lovely. Gonna watch Kaka instead. Let's take the time to watch one of our new drivers. Should we go on board with him for a bit? Yeah, well, you've improved a lot in a week, Taz. Now, fair play, man. You put in a strong time there, 17-2. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see if that would have got you through or not. I think it would have been tight. So who's to say you wouldn't have come back out and improved as well? So look at. Do you hear the lockup? So Kaka sounds like he's Kaka sounds like he's driving with no ABS. Ooh, see, that's a lockup. So it's interesting. Oh, that's right. Nobody uses the 150 board in a way. Horrible conditions, isn't it? Well, that is the end of qualifying. Just Kaka on the lap, so we'll stick with him and push him around the rest of this lap. But everybody else finished. So we are going to lose Dark Lord, Boulange, unbelievable, Dori Kaka, Spaffy, and Dre, who was looking very handy in Q1. So it's going to be disappointing qualifying for him again. It does indeed, Taz, yeah. Right, so into the pits comes Dori Kaka, and just have to wait for his car to be pushed in. Once that happens, we'll move on to Q3. It's looking, well, I mean, it was looking close at the front, but that was in dry conditions. No dear. What to expect out there in the wet. Information, Massey through P1, Boshan, Clem, Master Raven, Master Spread, Atkins, Taz, Frozen, and Dragoon all through, but Dark Mark unfortunately retired. I don't know what happened to him. But, it was something that happened during the second chicane, and so he will be out. Dark Lord, Boulange, Kaka, Spaffy, and Dre all out as well. So it's going to be a 9-man shootout for pole position. Let's just have a... I was wondering, there was no suggestion as to what happened to Mark, unfortunately, in the incidents. So there we have it. Let's move on. Double Q3 for Haas. It is indeed. 481 Golf. Hello. Are you a driver? Or just a viewer? Right, let's see what tires they got on for Q3 then. You would expect it to be mediums, intermediates. Ooh, it might be full wets then. That's definitely raining hard enough for full wets, it's got to be. No, it's intermediates. Well, the game says it's intermediates. They might want to get out quick because that is raining heavy. So that's one of the Haas, and as always, it's Massey. Never out first in Q1, but he's always first out in Q2 and nearly always first out in Q3. I hate Imola. Fair enough. It can be a nightmare circuit, I'm not going to lie, it can be. I was amazed when it got introduced back to the F1 calendar. I didn't think we'd ever see it again after the disaster of Senna and Ratzenberger. But, obviously the track changed a lot since then. Oh, Boshan! Where's McLaren? If I can get the spreader. It's round out of the left-hander out of the first... Oh! That was Taz going round. If I could just about... It's Revan, just over on the left-hand side there. So, I would suggest he's... Oh, I can only assume he's caught the curb and it's dragged him into the wall. It's the only thing I can think. Anyway, back to Massey, who's just starting his first flying lap then of Q3. Comes up to the first chicane. So bear in mind, as we watch these laps, people are bound to be a bit tentative to start with. You normally see on intermediates people do several laps and generally keep improving. Personally myself, I would rather just stay out the whole of Q3 if we're on intermediates. Fuel for the whole session and stay out there. I know others do like to pit for a fresh set at some point, but for expecting a wet race as well, you might need 2 sets of inters, so you'd rather not be using more than 1 set, to be fair. I don't think we'll see anybody doing start to finish without pitting. Obviously, if the track begins drying out, then they won't be able to in a way, but even anyway, I don't think the inters this year, you could do it on 21, couldn't you? You could do the whole race quite easily on wets or inters at most tracks, but not on 22. So then, Massey heads for the line. So what sort of lap times are we looking at? 25.6 from Massey. So let's just nip to Dragoon. Much slower, 28.6. Oh, that's frozen on that outlap. Okay, so let's go to the Alpha of Atkins, who we've not actually seen. My apologies for that. One of our new drivers. Oh, we're not going to see him now either because Spreader's just gone flying past. So, Spreader heading for the line. 25.6 is the target. 25.7 is still close. Atkins' time counted, so it's 33.6, but obviously we saw him slow for Spreader. Clem across the line, 26.1. I reached the other one? No, couldn't quite get to the other one. It was Master Revan though, who's gone fastest, 25.6 as well. So they're just as close in the wet as they were in the dry. Let's go to Frozen. Actually, before we go to Frozen, Massey's not improving. So yeah, let's stick with Frozen then. So you do often see improvements, but maybe... Well, Frozen isn't using his ERS here. So perhaps he's got that turned off. Well, he's obviously got it turned off, but perhaps just looking to do some practice laps without using the ERS, ready to do 1 or 2 quick runs towards the end later part of the session. Still 27.6, which puts him P6. Saz is back out on an outlap. Spreader's up through sector 2. And that's fastest from Spreader. 25.4. I don't think for a second that's because the track's dry and it's raining too hard, so that's just a genuine improvement. Master Revan doesn't improve that lap. Was that yeah, I thought so. Massey just got a bit overexcited out of the hairpin there. And a bit of oversteer, but he's still going. It's okay. Who's this? This is the Dragoons. The Dragoons are 10th and a half up. We'll need to find a bit more to trouble his teammate, Clem, who's driving absolutely superb tonight, by the way. He's been right up there through every quali session as Clem. Very impressed. Oh, Dragoons round. He manages to stop the car before it reaches the wall. Remember, you're not allowed to reset the track in PRF1, so that's why he's taking his time. He's going to wait for the Haas to come round as well. Which is Massey. He's invalidated in a way. Spreader going again. I'd imagine he's... No. But he's still got his energy turned on. I'm surprised at that. It's a pretty good time to be turning it off and recharging, ready for one big go at the end. Let's go to Taz in a way. He's to get his first time on the board. Oh, validation. Just skip the second part of the chicane. And Atkins just come out to the end of sector 1 now. So he is up. Just over a 10th and a half. So let's, as I said just now, we've not seen Atkins yet. Let's go on board with him. Oh, you're Dodi Kaka. Okay. Yeah, I noticed you were... I saw that you didn't have ABS on. Very hard in the wet. But nice. You stick with that, man. It's so much better. I'll be honest, I use ABS. But, well, ABS and corner lines is what I use. It's, don't use traction or anything like that. So Atkins then, very gentle through the final couple of corners. It's looking like he's going to improve quite substantially. 1.25 seconds improvement. Still stays P7 after that improvement, but trying much more competitive as there's a Williams of Clem just coming out the pits there. It's going to Massey. Found 1/4 of a 10th in the first sector. Over the whole lap, he pretty much needs to find, well, just over 1/4 of a second, in fact. Display spreader. But only 0.005 of a second to displace Rebens, so... Tonight through sector 2. Well, he's 40 thousandths up, so... Certainly worth continuing. He's definitely will still gain a place with this improvement. Comes then. Yeah, oh, looked like he was just going to get a bit of oversteer. Oh, he backs out. He must have turned red on his screen. To do that. Well, he's got enough time to do a... He gets well out of the way in the McLaren spreader. It's, yeah, Massey's still get another lap in. He's going to do a cool down. Recharge the battery, which he's got loads of in a way, to be fair. And he'll go again, so he's not finished yet. Right. Revan's just come out the pits. There is a Haas, so that must be Taz as well. And there's a Williams coming out. No, that's not Williams, that's an AlphaTauri. So that must be Frozen. See then, spreader just come up to the end of sector 2. Okay, he's not using any energy, so no, he's not improving. No, Massey won't be. I can only spot an improvement at this point, or is everybody just winding up to do a final big lap. I think that's the case, isn't it? I think everybody's just winding themselves up to ready to spring into action. So in that case, Spreader's first over the line. So we will go to him. So our current pole sitter, can he make it any harder for the others? It's all pretty good so far. So it's ever so slightly down in sector 1. But that's such a tiny amount. That's what I said about staying out for the whole session. As you can see, that's what Spreader's done. That's what Massey's done. And it's what Atkins did. So everybody else opted for a new set. As Atkins and Dragoon have finished. So Spreader was first over the line, so clearly those guys didn't get across the line in time. And talking about that, I just missed the second sector, so I don't know if it's proven or not. I believe Massey is just behind him on track, so we'll look to quickly flip to Massey. Well, we'll do it now, because that's obviously ruined Spreader's lap. Massey is up. Just over a tenth up. Oh, but he's round out the final corner. Slams the wall with his rear wing. Oh, he was improving. He was definitely going to take P2. Oh, and Clem gets out of shape, but keeps it going. But dives into the pits. The Aston, so this is Revan. He's into the pits. So it's looking good for Spreader. Taz aims for the line. 27-0 goes P7. Frozen was down at the end of sector 2. Has he found anything? He doesn't. 10th down on his PB. And Dragoon's already finished. So that's the end of qualifying then. So Spreader takes pole position this week. Well done to him. Very good time. 25-4 in the pouring rain. Must have been somewhere near full wet tyres then conditions. So congratulations to Spreader on another pole position. Master Revan P2 keeps up the brilliant string of qualifying performances. Massey we know he was on for P2. Probably wasn't on for pole, but we can't be sure of that before the spin. Frozen P4 then, very good qualifying from him. Clem, very impressive throughout qualifying. Dragoon in P6. Taz, well done Taz on your first Q3. And P7 on the grid, well done man. And Atkins as well, hopefully we'll get to see a bit more of him in the race. And Boshan, P9 after the early crash. So let's just have a quick look. Well, a lot less incidents there. I suppose less drivers, less incidents, makes sense. And there you go. So, for the other drivers having used 2 sets, probably won't make any difference if I'm honest. They wear so slowly, the intermediates, that it's not really going to affect their race pace. Anyway, guys, if you are a driver and you are listening, do not ready up. If you do, you will be put to the back of the grid, so please don't. And we will... Hey, Massey. Unlucky, man. You were definitely heading into P2 at the end there. But, yeah. Anyway, yeah, if you're a driver listening, do not ready up. Just leave it. An admin will ready up. Break. So please do not ready up. Yeah, wet race. Thanks, Clem. Well done, mate. You had a very good qualifying throughout there. Very impressive. Anyway, guys, as the drivers take a break, I'm going to do so too, so I can refill my coffee, and I'll be back with you very shortly. Okay guys, back with you. Don't worry, you've not missed anything. They've just started the formation lap, so I'm going to take the opportunity just to take a look at the championship standings with you. So you should be able to see them on your screen. I hope they're big enough. It's a bit difficult to fit them on a slide thing. Just bear with me, because I can't see them on the screen, you see, so I need to get them on Discord as well instead. But as you can see, anyway, Spreader currently leads the championship by 57 points over Kamarov, who's not here tonight. Massey is here, and he's on 117. Gumba still holding on to it says P5 there, but it's definitely P4, on 88. Master, I think actually Greza is hidden there. I think you'll find if Greza was on there, he'd be in P4. Master Revan on 84, Demon 74, and having to come from the back tonight. Dark Mark 65, Dre 57, and Fatal Defiance on 54. Fills outs are top 10. And then hopefully they won't be too quick. Completing the formation lap. So you should have the constructors coming up on your screen, and on there you'll see that McLaren lead the way from Haas, Williams P3, Aston Martin, Ferrari fills out our top 5. The McLaren's obviously quite a way in front, but from second then down to 5th. In fact, down to 6th and 7th, very, very close. 165 in P2, 144 in P7. So Red Bull and Alpine riding there as well. Makes it interesting, but in a way they are completing the formation lap, so let's just get them back up on your screen properly. Hopefully, ideally, before they get away, so you can actually see the start. Would be lovely. My apologies. I use Lightstream, and I've got to do it on my phone, and I've got to refresh it every single time I want to change a page. So it's a bit annoying as Greza joins. So lights are out. I'm sorry about the view, but it's not giving me anything better. Let's go on board with Massey. Spreader is absolutely launched. Massey's got a good start and is having a look at Revan, but I think Revan's mediums has allowed him to catch back up. Let's go to the broadcast cam. Looks like everybody's getting through okay. Few position changes, but nobody drastically falling down, so I think we're okay. Let's get some details up quickly. So, oh, we do have a yellow. Oh, but it's disappeared again, and nobody is off the back, so I don't think that's anything major. Let's just have a look down. Everybody's seeming to get through okay at the moment. Lovely start. So, as you can see, your predicted strategy for this race is a medium to hard or a hard to medium. Doesn't really matter which way round you do it. The only advantage can be to start on the mediums. If there were to be quite an early safety car, you can switch to the hards and not have to pit again. As Boulange is around the outside at the final 2 corners. It's a different one. Taz leaves plenty of room. And it's a good bit of racing from the pair of them. Oh! But there's a tag, and that's picked all 3 of them up. I think that was Dark Mark that was on the outside. As they get going again. I'm afraid without seeing some sort of replay of that, I wouldn't have a clue. From the angle that I had there, I can't say I saw any particular sudden movement from any particular one of the drivers. Looked more to me like it was just a bit of a coming together. And I have to say that it looks like it's a fact Taz, even though he's the front of the 3 now, it looks like it's affected him most as he's lost his wing. Seeing if I can get he's definitely lost his wing. There's no damage to Dark Mark unless it's damage not on the front wing. And the same for Boulange. So Dark Mark and Boulange have still got their front wings intact. Yeah. Mark, he's going to be slow. He ain't got no front wing. So he's going to find it hard in corners like that. To be fair to Taz, right at this moment in time, he doesn't know that they've got no damage and that he's holding them up. So he's going to be working on the idea, I would have thought, that you know, that they're going to have to pit as well as he is. So he's still fighting for a position. But we'll see him pull off into the pits now, whereas the other two will carry on. So there we have it. Fortunate for it's well a shame for Taz after starting up so far, but as I say, without seeing any replay of that, I wouldn't unfortunately be able to say anything. So famous last words. Clem says, "Wet race, hilly," or so Dave says. It's not wet at all. So Taz is out then. He's put softs on to see if he can catch up a bit. He's just got to stick. Don't. Seems to have a VSC at the moment. There's no track, so we're under VSC at the moment. There's every chance we could end up with a full safety car. My apologies to Ollie. I'm not retiring, so that's what's caused the VSC. But we have lost Ollie from the race. What a shame. We lost him in quali as well, so we've not really been able to get much of a viewing on Ollie, but clearly he was quick in practice from what he said, so we'll look forward to seeing him on. Taz's race gets even worse as he picks up a drive-through for speed under VSC. So anyway, just to sum up so far, Spreader leads from Rebon, so the two masters in front. Massey, P3 just behind, but he is on the hard tyres, so different strategy. Clem racing well as well at the moment, looking P4. Qualified brilliantly well as well. So just to say that I'm back on the stream myself now for somebody comments, I will see it now. So Clem and Dragoons are the two Williams currently in P4 and P5. Let's hope they can keep that going and get a great result in today. I'm just going to move off of this because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere at the moment. And Dre is really close on the back of Spaffy. So, Dre's been with us a few weeks, but still a relatively new driver to us. Spaffy very much new. And, well, that's Goomba as well. We're going to end up take the place from the Ferrari, but don't try and challenge the Merc at the time. And doesn't. And so both get past Goomba. They would have had both. So they both make up a place there, but Dre is going to keep up the pressure on Spaffy. Not letting this go. Spaffy, another driver that started on hards, so we're clearly in a point of the race at the moment where he's bound to be a bit slower than the medium guys. I will change around, and off the top of my head, I think it's somewhere around lap 9 or lap 10 where the hards become the better tyre. See why guys like to start on hards this year. It's you're a bit slower off the line, so you can be a bit susceptible. But the reason drivers do, if you do have a safety car free race, you have a period after, as I say, roughly about 9 or 10 laps in Imola. You have a period then where your hards are actually faster than the guys on the mediums. The medium guys will then pit to hard, so they'll have a period where they're a bit faster than you on their new hards, but they've got to warm their tyres up for like a whole lap before they can get the speed out of them. You switch to mediums, you get the heat in the tyres a lot quicker, as Dre makes a fantastic move around the outside of turn 1. Oh, that is Frozen, who's round on the left-hander after the first chicane. Those guys are through now, but unfortunate there for Frozen. Yeah, just to finish off what I was saying, obviously you've switched to mediums, you heat the tyres up a lot quicker than the others could on hards, and then of course you're really sprinting to the end then. So this is Boshan on the back of Dragoon. I am actually just going to move. This is close, but I'm just going to move just ahead to Clem, who's on the back of Massey. He's going to get DRS. And it looks like he's going to get this done. He's ahead into the braking zone. And Clem is up then into P3. He is driving absolutely superbly tonight. He really is. And again, very good racing from the pair of them. No contact made into... Oh, Dre's in! And it is for a new wing. So I'm not sure what happens to him. He's new wing onto the softs as we get a sector 1 yellow. And that is Dodi Kaka. I'll just call him Kaka like footballer. Oh, he's round again. Tyres, I expect, pretty heated up right now. So, let's just go up then. Boshan currently on the back of Dragoon. Dragoon is just outside the RS zone to Massey, so this is a great chance now for Boshan. Boshan opens up the energy as well. Well, look at the straight line speed of Dragoon. He actually fends that off pretty easily, doesn't he? Oh, that's a... well... yeah, that wasn't the best moment, in all honesty, from Boshan. And I would imagine that one to get brought up for the stewards, but we'll see. Boshan will continue in P5 for the moment. Dragoon unfortunately dropped to P10. Let's hope he's not got any rear wing damage or body damage or anything like that on the car. Trying to find another battle. Massey's still on the back of Clem. So Clem's gotten past, but hasn't been able to get away. And really any big surprise is we're going on to lap 9, so we are getting that. We are basically at the point where the hards are going to start outperforming the mediums, as Massey then retakes P3. It's almost like he lent Clem that position for a couple of laps. Says, right, it's time for me to take that back now. Because I'm into my little period where I need to start seeing if I can get after the front two. Take advantage of the longevity of my tyres. So Clem not giving up, still on the back of him. So just a 1 DRS zone at Imola, but it's a long DRS. Oh, we've lost Demon. It's at the first chicane. That will bring out a full safety car. It's on this left-hander, so just be careful, but he's pretty fully over to the left, so in all honesty, in real life, I think you probably get away with a VSC there rather than a full safety car, but is what it is. Full safety car comes out, and advantage goes to the medium runners as they will pit onto hards. So what does Massey do? He's pitting. What does he pit to? That's the thing. He's got to pit to mediums, hasn't he? He hasn't really got any choice. So, spreader, revving to hards. I think we will see everybody come in now. I can't see. Yeah, Dark Lord's in. Sorry, no. Who was the other one? Spaffy. So Spaffy stayed out. Oh, now is he going to be allowed to keep that position, or has he got to give that back to Spreader? Spreader was still inside the white line of the pit exit, so for me, that was a legal overtake. But yeah, the penalty he's got is a 3-second corner cutting penalty, so yeah, I think for me that was fair. He'd say Spreader was still on the inside of the white line of the pit exit. Stray picks up a 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty. So 2 drivers down now, 1 safety car, and it's definitely an advantage to the guys that started on mediums. Okay, so Massey's gone to softs. So he didn't feel there was any chance of getting the mediums to the end, so he's going to have to split into a change basically to a 2-stop strategy. I guess he's hoping to have enough advantage to be able to get past the 2 master drivers. I just noticed Dragoon had stayed out as well, so after that spin where Boshan caught the back of him, he decided to stay out, and he's gained his positions back and a bit more, and is up to P3, but obviously we'll have to pit. Not sure what he's hoping to gain from it though, that's the only thing. He's going to have to pit at some point for hard tyres, and he's just going to drop down to the back, surely. One man we know will be happy about this safety car is Taz. It's going to allow him to catch up. He's got plenty of time yet. Now I know. Well, so we were expecting some. Well, I've been told we were expecting a wet race. So are we going to have some rain at some point? Because that would explain why Dragoon stayed out. If he feels he could get it to a point where rain's going to start. It could also explain why Massey's gone to softs. No finer sight in F1 than the cars when they're behind a safety car and they're all steering left to right to try and generate the heat in the tyres. My favourite view. Yeah, Karov, I'm not Oh, evening, Greza. Sorry, I missed that, man. Evening. It was Spreader took pole with Master Evans second and Massey third in qualifying. Yeah, not sure what else he could. Well, the other thing he could have done was stayed out on the hards, I guess, and moved into P1, but I'm not sure that would have really worked for him. I guess he's got to switch it to a 2-stop. Say, unless we are expecting some rain, we say guys seem to think it was going to be a wet race, but it's dry, so we've been caught out a bit, I think. Yeah, he took it by a couple of, basically quarter of a second as well. So it was a very wet Q3. I thought I saw some raindrops there, but it might have just been a bit of flickering on the screen. I'm not really too sure. Well, the safety car does, Taz. You're back in. You're back in the race now. It's obviously, I think the incident will have to be looked into, but that all happened way too fast on the stream to know what happened there. Hey man, concentrate on getting your tyres up to temp and getting going again. Teammate is potentially in trouble as well, although he's running P5. He's on soft tyres, so he's going to have to pit again. Whereas only two other drivers have to pit, which is Dragoon and Spaffy. But here we go. We are back underway. Spaffy actually seems to have caught and spread her out a little bit, and Spreader's coming under a bit of pressure from Dragoon. Doesn't manage to get side by side though, so Spreader holds on to P2. Now, oh, we've got a set to one yellow, and it's Dark Mark. It's not going great for Mark today. It's Taz. Picks up a place there, and we've got Boulogne. He's had an incident at the second chicane as well, so Taz already up to P13. Good restart from him. Gumba hassling Frozen. Sort of running 4 cars here. So let's just get up to... what was that then? That was Dre getting back past Taz. Oh, has Taz been round? So I can't see any obvious damage on the car, so hopefully he's not sustained anything. As Dre is all over the back of Kaka now. Dre moves to the outside. He's going to come in on him, and I'll tell you what, he needed Kaka to... Well, Boulogne is out of the race. I don't know where that's happened, but it has brought out a full safety car. Well, I was going to say, will that save Massey? Could he switch to the mediums from here? It's not really going to save him because all the hard drivers are going to stay out. He's still going to fall behind them. Apart from obviously Spaffy at the front, I don't see why any of the other hard drivers would pit here. Surely they'll all stay out. They've not really taken anything out of those tyres yet. Lunge leaves a session. I didn't even see where he retired. I don't know what happened there. It's I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Surely Massey has to pit and put on mediums. Yeah, so in comes Massey. Gumba, that's the second Ferrari. And he's crashed on the final corner. I've got no cars around him to be able to take a look. But Gumba has crashed on the final corner. So that's both Ferraris out in like a minute. So Massey onto the mediums then. As said, it's just not worked out for him strategy-wise, has it? It's unfortunate for him. I'm sure he'll be capable of cutting back through the field somewhat, but just bad luck tonight for Massey. Opted to go different to the others and start on the hards, and it's just played out so far in the way of the in the advantage of the guys that started on mediums, basically. Dragoon still hasn't pitted. I'm not entirely sure I don't know if he's trying to do the whole race on one set of mediums or something. I think he might get disqualified. Yeah, Rubits, I'm not... I don't know why he's not pitted. I can't rip that one out. As I say, unless he's holding out for rain. But... So... Well, it's the same with Spaffy. I don't know what he's waiting for. So Spaffy and Dragoon, they're both opting to stay out. So it's the only thing I can think is that they are still expecting some rain at some point, and that they're trying to hold out for it. But I mean, Spaffy, I guess, if there is, he potentially could, being on hard tyres. But I can't see Dragoon going many more laps. Even with 2 safety cars, I can't imagine he's got more than about 5 or 6 laps left in those mediums. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but it won't be much. So, an interesting race so far. It's just a shame to lose the 4 drivers we have. No offence to the others, but I'd say particularly Ollie, fortunately crashed in qualifying as well, so we didn't get to see him there, and then we haven't had a chance to see him in the race. So you shall look forward to seeing him next week instead. But just a heads up, because if I don't say it now, by the time I do the interviews at the end, I'd be forgetting what track it is next week. But I can say it's Jeddah next week. So what people feel about that track on this year's game? I think it's harder this year, Jeddah. Probably because the cars are a bit bigger and a bit heavier. So it goes to... It makes sense really that a track like Jeddah would be more difficult. Safety car in this lap. So, unexpectedly, Spaffy is going to lead us away again. Now, he seems to catch spreader out last time. Will he go to the same place? Should we ride on board with Dragoon maybe? So we can see the cars ahead. Just for the restart part. So yeah, will Spaffy go to the same place, or... Well, he goes just before the final corner. So... I think there's going to be any changes at the top there. They're all pretty spread out. There's one. There's a battle. I think that's Frozen and Dre. And Dre's going to have to pull out of that. He's not close enough and does. And Frozen, in the end, retains P9. Dre, certainly looking racy, isn't he? It's Taz. Makes up a position again after restart. And he's ahead of Dark Mark. He'll now get after Kaka. Remember, all these drivers, top 15 score in PRF1. So all these drivers, as long as they finish, will score points. As Boss Jan gets Rennie outside of Clem, up into P5. So, see what the post-race brings, but I think Boss Jan might be on the naughty step after this race for a move earlier on. But that's up to the stewards, not me. As Taz does get past Kaka and back up into P12 now. So next up's his teammate. It will be a different kettle of fish. So far, Massey not getting anywhere. The problem he's got at the moment is that the driver ahead is really putting Frozen under pressure. And in turn, Frozen's putting Dark Lord under all sorts of pressure as well. So, oh, there's a change at the front. Spreader gets ahead going into the second chicane. Dragoon on his 17-lap old mediums now, still managing to hold off Master Revan. It's an achievement in itself. It's, oh, and that's... I won't switch to that one, guys, but that is Dark Mark. Well, actually, yeah, I will, quickly. But that's Dark Mark. At the second chicane. And a race to forget tonight. That's Boshan. Boshan gets past Master Revan into P4. Master Revan could be under more pressure. They're all so close here. Well, I think Dragoon is kind of backing them up a bit on his worn tyres. Is he going to get out of the way this lap? He's got to pit at some point. Is he trying to keep his mediums going until a point where he can pit to softs, maybe? DRS is re-enabled. I really wouldn't recommend using softs around here. They die so fast. Oh, that's Spaffy. He's round. Spaffy's round. Master Revan's been caught with it, but it's... well, it's retired Spaffy. And round goes Master Revan, and that is, again, a full safety car. Well, question of the day. Will Dragoon pit on the third safety car? Surely. He does not want to go to softs. If he goes to softs, he'll end up dropping right down. Well, he's going to drop right down per pitting anyway. Drivers really don't want to be changing softs here. The softs die around here so fast. From Dragoon's point of view, he's probably looking at the lap counter thinking, well, our hard's going to be worth putting on this late in the race. So I won't be surprised to see him pit softs. But for me, the rest of the drivers need to stay out. Don't see any advantage of them coming in. There are a couple of others in. Dre's in, Taz is in. So... Dragoon then. Now he does put the hards on. I think that's sensible. Dre. That's Taz. What's... oh, goodness me. Right, so Dre's gone back to the mediums. Taz has gone back to the mediums. Master Revan is putting softs on. He's going to come out in 13th after that one. I mean, Master Revan wasn't behind Spaffy, so I don't think he had anything to do with the actual spin. I think he just got collected in it, unfortunately. And there we have it. So Master Spread leads. Boshan now in P2. Clem in P3. Atkins from absolutely nowhere that still haven't really seen. Note to self, watch Atkins. What do you mean? It's in P4, having a grand debut. Dark Lord up to P5. Massey's now up to 6th. Frozen. Kaka. Dark Mark somehow is in P9. Oh, Dark Mark's running P9. It just shows don't give up, doesn't it? How is he in P9 after the starts of the race he had? It's right, we're going to be waiting on Master Revan to catch the back of the pack, but the honest truth is, I can't really believe that Master Revan's going to be in any particular rush to catch the back of the pack. Kaka's putting sauce on now. So both of these, I can't really imagine they're going to be in too much of a rush. They want to tick off as many laps as possible under safety car, I'd imagine. So Revan will go through and take that position. So he's back into P12. Finally. Well, as I said to you, they're not in a rush to catch up. They are going to catch. But I do think Revan would... Well, race control's bringing the safety car in a way. So, obviously decided they're close enough. So, here we go then. Better takes us away. I might have Boshan. And Revan and Taz fighting. Let's just go down to there. This is mighty close here, look. Oh! Revan seems to have suddenly touched the brakes there. Don't know if Kaka hit him or not. Seemed to get a little bit of a lag just as it was happening. They're as good as queuing up to try and get past Dragoon, aren't they? But Dragoon isn't going to be in any particular rush to let him past it. Oh, Dark Mark, I think, spun again. He's down at the back now. From P9. So, Andre down to 10. So he's ended up between Taz and Revan. So everybody gets ahead of Dark Lord there. It's massive fighting as we're coming down the straight. Side by side action into turn 1. Dre's trying. Master Revan, I think we just all go flying off the track at turn 1. Possibly taking an escape from Dre when he had to back out of a move. Just hope. No, I can't see any damage, so I think he did miss him. I think that was evasive action. Just a shout out to Massey, he's back up into P3. It's just looks signs this is starting to calm down a bit, but Taz is trying to keep the pressure up on the McLaren. Master Evan back past that Dark Mark already. Down then. Well, from putting the pressure on the McLaren, Taz is now coming under a bit of pressure on himself from Dre. DRS is active again, but it's not on the, well, not for that particular zone. They wouldn't have had it, but Dre does get past Taz. So Dre now up into P9. And it just looks like it's beginning to calm down a little bit. Oh, and just as I say that, I think it's Kakat is taking a spin. In the second chicane, he gets going again now. He's got to be a bit careful on his tyres. Oh, and somebody else. That's Revan. Revan spun it on the hairpin. Kind of feel some frustration building up in that cockpit at the moment. But, let's go to our leaders. I think think it's time to take a look at this. So, Spreader then obviously leading the way, but it's Massey. When you consider the situation he ended up himself up in when he had to pit some softs earlier on, and then having to pit again, obviously, drop down the order, really down the order, and now he is pushing for P2, and you feel if he gets past Bosjan early enough, he's going to be able to put Spreader under a lot of pressure as well, and possibly take the win. But, obviously, while Bosjan has got the DRS off a Spreader, it's not going to be easy at all. So it's a spin again, and 100% sure who that is, but I've got a feeling that was Revan again. Taz gets past Dark Mark for P9, but I don't want to leave this battle at the moment. Goon getting past Atkins. I'll tell you what, I will just drop to that one a second. Let's take a look at Atkins. So we've barely seen him. Oh, he's clearly having a good race. So Dragoon doesn't have DRS, so could Atkins maybe get a run back on him? He's got a very, very racing looking Dre on the back of him. I think he's just going to be too far back, unfortunately. And now, of course, Dragoon does have DRS, or will have. Caught up actually so much on Frozen there that perhaps Dragoon did have DRS. Can't see how he'd have caught up that much gap otherwise. It's turning into some battle. Massey really needs to get past Bosjan. It's hard to know how he can do it, but he's now on 11 laps on those mediums. They're not going to exactly be feeling fresh anymore, nor will the 16-lap-old hards, of course, but every lap that ticks away makes it harder for Massey to get past. He's really close this time now. I'm going to nip back up to him, guys, because 3 temps off the back of the Alfa Romeo. You wouldn't have to like him to line up so we can get a double toe here. No, hasn't got anything on him, has he? Doesn't actually seem to be able to keep up with the Alfa Romeo when they both got the DRS open. So maybe Bosjan running a more sort of straight line speed setup, so a lower downforce setup. Dark Mark has to go into the pits, and well, maybe Mark might have a little look at trying to get the fastest lap on a set of softs. I'm just going to go to Atkins. He's having a look at Dragoon. He'd really love to get back past Dragoon. He'd love to stick Dragoon between him and Dre. Dre, super racy right now. Look at Taz is on the back of them as well. They all want to get past. But Taz on the 8-lap mediums is giving him a bit of advantage, and Dragoon obviously has 7-lap hards, so 2 of them are in pretty good fighting shape. Oh, and you just feel that Atkins has lost too much there. And I think Atkins is going to be susceptible here to Dre. Because of course have DRS, but can Dre... Well, no, he doesn't seem to have an answer to the DRS speed. The Alpha. So Revan puts in fastest lap. That's an 8-lap-old softs though, so Dark Mark may well be able to take that off of him. Oh, Dre's ran a bit wide. Taz will have a look here, but he's gone for a switchback, I think. He has. Saw what was coming there and tried to switch back. He didn't quite have the straight line speed to pull it off, but good attempt. Oh, he's picked up a penalty. And that yellow this time was Karkat. Oh, but Taz does get past Dre there. Oh, Dragoon's picked up a penalty. It's going to hurt him. That helps Atkins. Don't know if Dragoon could just get Atkins at his DRS. I do think Dragoon could disappear a little bit. So he might be able to do something. And just having a look. Yeah, Atkins still got DRS. But he won't next lap. That's the important thing. He's not going to have DRS on the next lap. So if Taz can get close enough, Billy can make a move. And just to confirm, look, Massey's still stuck there. And I would imagine his mediums are pretty much saying they've had enough right now. I think hards are good for some like 25 or 26 laps around here, so they're not going to go off, but the mediums will. That's Kaka again. Keep going, Dark Mark. He's made a couple of mistakes last lap. Oh, and that mistake is Master Revan. So I think he's trying to sort of have a recovery drive, Revan, isn't he? And he's maybe trying to push so hard. As Taz, oh, they've ended up free next to each other. Oh, and there's contact, look. Unlucky Atkins. I don't think anything's on you there, buddy. You left plenty of room on the inside. But he has to pit. It's a shame. He was having a good race. Oh, Clem! No, Clem! I'm not going to lie to you, Clem was absolutely flying towards my drive of the day. And he's just had a spin. He's going to get past Dre here, is he? Oh, who's that? That's Taz. They're all having little spins late on. What's going on? Stop spinning. Atkins finally gets out of pit. Maybe Atkins could go for a faster slap now then. Fresh softs on. Just look down to see where that yellow... I think that was Kaka again. Massey has just fallen out of DRS here. So there's your little sign that his mediums are starting to give up. And Bosch... Oh, I was going to say, he was getting very close then. Now that's occasion. Dragoon gets past Frozen for a P4. Up he goes. And, I think that's Dark Lord. He's been round at the final corner. Gets going again. Still in P10. He's completed 21 laps on his hards now. Same as the front two. We're still going hard at it. Oh, Massey picks up a penalty, so that rules him out of the race win. As I said, though, I think his tyres are beginning to give up, which is why he's falling back. So, oh, Revan. That was a strange one, that one, actually. But, well, that could be down to tyres. I said that the softs die so fast. That could be purely down to tyres, or you might have a bit of rear wing damage or something. It's causing that. Gives Atkins a place back, though, which he fully deserves. Yes, I think there may be a few tickets tonight, guys, not going to lie. Grezza. Hammy, I think there's going to be a few. I imagine there's going to be 5 or 6 coming your way. Boshan. Oh, he's round! Oh my word, I can't believe he's just done that on the final lap. He gets going, he's got no wing. Dragoon might be able to get him. We'll see. Dragoon's got a penalty though, so you'd think if Boshan just brings it home, he might retain that podium. But we've gone to Spreader now in a way to finish this race off. Let's go on board with him. And I think after Clem's spin, I think Clem was heading for driver of the day, but after his spin, I think Spreader is probably going to take my driver of the day today. Because he's not had any instances, any spins, any troubles. He's not picked up a penalty. I think we saw Master Revan slowing down there so that he didn't have to complete the final lap. Had enough. And we'll go then. So Spreader P1, Masu P2, Boshan P3, Frozen 4, Dre 5, Dragoon 6, Clem 7. Taz is going to come across the line in P8. Well done, Taz. Kept fighting. Dark Lord. Stage P9. Cat on his debut coming round. Ooh. Little lockout that sounded like. Comes out the final corner and he'll take P10. And well, in fact, no, Atkins goes above him on penalties, so Atkins P10, which again I think is very much deserved. Carcappy 11. Dark Mark will finish off the race and take P12. He's gonna have a little spin for us as well. Eee. Oh, he's doing it for the cameras, is Mark. There we go. Well, there was some races. There was some very good racing. Clem, I think, annoyed with himself there. Yeah. Well, you were flying towards the day before that spin, Clem. But yeah, unlucky. It's just one of those. It's a part of the track that catches everyone out. So just unlucky. But yeah, there was some good racing. I do think you're going to get a few tickets in, Greza. I think you're going to see 5, 6, 7 tickets, I would imagine. But obviously, you take a look at them. So, the results I've read out obviously are pending any investigations, and beat the Spreader. I didn't get to speak to him last week after the shambles of a drive in Austria. So, oh, just for the note of Revan took fastest lap with an 18.0. So just confirm. Well, no, I won't. I read it out at the end. I don't need to confirm it all. I'll just quickly go down them. I'll quickly go into race director and go through incidents in case they're needed by the stewards. So there we have it. And now I can invite in Massey Boshan. You only wanted my driver. Oh. Is that you trying to still get it, Clem? Is it? Right. Okay. We got Spreader and Massey. Include your audio. I've invited Boshan as well.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Alright, well, I shan't hang around for Boshan. We'll start off from P1 then. So, Spreader, well done, mate, on another win. And I think, well, hopefully that makes up a bit for last week for you, buddy. And it was a great drive from start to finish. So, yeah. What did you think? Are you there?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you
here.
are.
It was it's a good race. I was like I said, I was under pressure from one. I had Revan on the back of me for 10 laps, and then I had Dragoon trying to get past me while I had Spaff in front of me. So that was pressure. Managed to pull me one Spaff and put a bit of a gap in it, and then I had Boss Jan all over me, and I really thought he was going to get me there because it was getting close and I was running out of VRS. So I think he just dropped it coming out of turn 6 or 7 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gave me the breathing space then to just relax. But I wasn't relaxed at all when he was behind me. He was faster than me on the straights. He was quicker than me on the laps as well. So I thought I was going to lose P1 there. I'm happy to keep it. It was seriously unlucky for him to drop it.
Yeah, yeah, so it's at the hairpin. Unfortunately, he lost his front wing, but he held on to P3, so he's done well. Uh, Other than obviously the win spreader, I mean, it helps you in the championship again. Obviously, Kamarov was watching tonight rather than racing, so it's going to extend your lead quite substantially, actually. I don't know if Massey will go up into P2 or not, but it's looking good at the moment. Obviously, I think we're pretty much halfway through. So, how are you feeling? Do you reckon you're going to do it? Do you reckon you're going to win the title? Or is it too early to say?
Oh, it's just a bit early for me to say anything about it. I don't want to jinx myself out, but no, I'm quite happy where I am at the moment. We seem to be getting pretty consistent. I think we only had 1 or 2 bad races so far, so hopefully we can
Yeah,
keep it up.
fair enough. Well, congratulations, mate. And you are my driver today. I'm sorry, Clem, but I am giving it to Spreader. And so, congratulations on that as well. Massey, P2 in the end.
Yeah.
To be fair, something tells me you'll take that every day of the week after that first safety car. Could it come out at a worse time? It was, I
Well,
mean, you had no choice.
yeah,
You had to stop. So,
I'm more disappointed now. I've been overlooked for driver of the day. I think I'm going to throw my toys out of the pram. No, yeah. I watched that the F1 professional esports thingy on YouTube, and they started on hards and mediums. So I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. Forgetting that it's a normal league race and we have safety cars. Um, yeah, it just was. It was damage limitation the moment that first safety car came out. I thought if I get back to the podium, brilliant. And then I saw Boss Jan spin it, and I had a little chuckle. um, yeah, so yeah, over the moon with PT because I had to make quite a few overtakes through the midfield just to try and get back there. And yeah, it was good, clean racing. It was good. I think there was one moment where I think someone tried to make it 3 wide into the penultimate corner, which was a bit insane. I think they were behind Frozen and the other McLaren.
yeah,
But apart from that, it looked pretty clean. I had some good clean battles side by side with people. So yeah, good return. I've missed a few races, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
good to
good
be
to have
back.
you back and back on track and competing. And yeah, qualifying as well. Have just got to say that because you were on a lap at the ends, I don't know if you'd gained anything more in sets of three before the mistake. So you were definitely heading into P2. I don't know if you were going to get spread or not. Were you on for pole or?
I was on for front row, I was on for pole, but I think if it had stayed dry, I had good race pace and good quality pace in the dry. So I was a bit gutted when I saw it was going to rain in Q3.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and then yeah, I just picked the wrong strategy in the race. So yeah,
enough.
it's what it
Yeah,
is. It's good to be
yeah,
back.
yeah. I got red fed on from it. I was told it's definitely a race by two people, and they're completely wrong. So I'm never going to listen to anyone again in the stream. But anyway, Boss Shan, we'll come to you. Have you included your audio, mate? Have you included your audio on the stream? Awesome. Okay. Well, congratulations on P3. I know you'll be a bit miffed about spinning at the end, but still a podium. Yeah, yeah. You could see that you were really trying to get past Spreader, and but you were doing everything you could. Right. Yeah. So yeah, Yeah, exactly. You know, you've come from ninth on the grid. You got a podium. If somebody had said at the start of the race you're going to finish third after starting P9, you'd have probably taken that. Exactly. So yeah, you got to be happy with that. So oh, apparently they can't hear you on the stream. But yeah. Oh well. Never mind. There's not much we could do now. Um, yeah. All right. No worries. Well,
When you
congratulations
go
to
on
you
your
two.
party, there's a little box at the top. You need to tick it. What?
So
So
when you
When
join
you
the party, there's a
open
box
your
at the top
party
and you
menu,
tick it.
so you can see all, like your party menu, so you can see who's in the party before you leave, or your party overlay or whatever. There's a little box at the top saying include my audio. You just need to take that.
it's on now.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Excellent.
I'll
So
talk again. I'll talk again.
yeah. Okay. So all right. Let's start all that again. Ready? Okay. So Bosham P3. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
I get deja vu. P3. Well done, mate. Yeah. So obviously you're going to be a bit upset about spinning it on the last lap there. But,
Yeah,
you
shame.
know, it's
I was on the limit.
you're on the limit. Oh God. Yes, you were on the limit, and yeah, but you know, still P. Where's the shouting way in the stream? But still, P3 from P9 was a really good result. You'd have taken that, wouldn't you, at the start?
Certain. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
there we go. That was the gist of the interview, Grezza. You happy now? Right. Anyway, guys, congratulations, all three of you. Congratulations on Driver of the Day as well, Spreader. As well as win, obviously. And Massey, you were very close to Driver of the Day as well, of course you were. But actually, Clem was the one that was heading for it before he spun with a couple of laps left. He drove absolutely fantastic tonight.
Admin bias.
So, shout out to the new drivers as well. I think on the whole they drove pretty well. So fair play to them as well. But anyway, guys, as always, thanks ever so much to everyone that's tuned in live and anybody who watches the stream back. Lots and lots of people do, so thank you ever so much to all of you. We are at Jeddah next. So, come on, guys, what do you think? Jeddah, you love it. You love it, especially with this year's cars, the bigger, heavier cars. You love Jeddah, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Full set turn one, forcing a papaya car out wide.
For some reason, that turn one reminds me of Singapore.
Yeah.
No hesitation from me.
Excellent. So, all right then. Well, we'll see everyone then at Jeddah, same time next week. And yeah, so there we go. Thanks to everybody that's watched, and we'll see you.